Welcome back to the deep dive. If you're here, you're probably like us, always trying to get up to speed fast on the important stuff. Today, we're doing a really critical deep dive. We're talking about the future of business growth, specifically something called loop marketing. This is HubSpot's new strategic framework, and it's designed apparently for this whole new world dominated by generative AI. So, our mission today, let's cut through the hype. We want to pull out the key strategic bits from the sources we've looked at, how it actually works, why they even created it, and maybe most importantly, how it's supposed to help businesses build growth engines that, well, don't just rely on old school web traffic that seems increasingly fragile. Because let's face it, if your strategy still looks like a straight line, the market's already looping without you.
That straight line thinking. Yeah, that's exactly the problem this whole framework is trying to fix. For, decades, right? We had the funnel. Awareness, consideration, decision. It was this neat, predictable path. Customers hop in at the top, trickle down, and hopefully pop out the bottom as buyers. But the reality now, that journey is it's broken. Fundamentally, it's circular. People jump between platforms. It's all highly personalized now. So that old funnel, it's pretty much obsolete. Customers are re-entering whenever, wherever, sometimes skipping huge chunks of it.
Okay, so the journey itself is circular, not linear. That already kills the traditional funnel idea. But the sources we read point to something maybe even more disruptive driving this shift. There seem to be two big forces pushing for a reset, and one is all about AI search, isn't it?
Absolutely. That's a huge piece of the puzzle.
It sounds like people just aren't clicking links in search results like they used to.
Yeah.
We saw this statistic, and honestly, it's kind of staggering. Almost 60% of Google searches now end without a click. Just think about that for a second, where all that attention is going. Nearly 6 out of 10 people are getting their answers right there on the search page. Because, AI tools like Google's overviews or even ChatGPT, they just summarize the info right there. No need to click away.
It's a massive attention shift, an attention crisis, really, for marketers. Because when that AI model scrapes your brilliant content and just serves up the answer, well, you lose that chance, right? The chance to capture a lead, build a relationship, even just get that basic brand recognition from a site visit. And it's not just small players feeling this. Even the huge content machines, the HubSpot's of the world, are seeing organic traffic erode. It proves that just like winning at traditional SEO, it's not the whole game anymore.
Okay, so if they're not clicking through to websites as much, where are they?
Well, that's the other part of it. They're basically everywhere else. Platform fragmentation. The sources are really clear on this. You need to be present where people actually spend their time. We're talking Line, TikTok, YouTube, Reddit, podcasts, you name it. Traditional inbound marketing, which often centered heavily on content hosted on your website or specific landing pages. It just can't build those deep, ongoing relationships across such a scattered landscape. You can't just publish a blog post and wait for them to find it anymore. It's like, throwing a huge party but sending the invites to the wrong address.
Yeah.
You actually have to go find people where they are.
Right. So the funnel's out, attention is scattered everywhere. What's the proposed structure then? How do we bridge that gap? Let's define this loop marketing thing properly.
Okay. So the way it's presented, it's not like they're throwing inbound marketing out the window. It's positioned more as its operational evolution, how you do inbound now. Inbound taught us the fundamental why, why helpful. Value first marketing is the way to go. Build trust, create value. Loop marketing is supposed to provide the practical how. How do you actually execute on those principles effectively and crucially at scale in this super fast AI-powered environment?
Got it. So we need something built for that kind of continuous, maybe even chaotic customer reality. The core idea seems to be this continuous self-reinforcing cycle. It uses both human smarts and machine speed, and it mirrors those circular journeys we were just talking about.
Exactly. It's designed to be iterative and adaptive.
Okay, but that sounds potentially really complex and maybe expensive. If AI is eating clicks and attention is fragmented, is this loop marketing framework something only like big companies with huge teams can pull off? Or can a smaller team actually run through all these stages?
That's a really important question, and the sources do address it. The argument is that the AI tools themselves actually make the scale part manageable, even for smaller teams, provided they really nail the foundational human parts. The framework itself is kind of a roadmap. It shows where you absolutely need human creativity and judgment, and where you can let the machines handle the speed and repetition. So if you have the right data, the right tools, you can run the loop efficiently. Should we walk through the 4 stages? They call them Express, Tailor, Amplify, and Evolve. They form this continuous cycle.
Yeah, let's do that, starting with stage 1. Express. This sounds like the human core of it all.
It really is. This is all about defining your voice, your authentic brand story, and who exactly you're talking to, your audience. Now, AI can help here. It can analyze customer feedback, spot trends in language, things like that. But the sources are crystal clear.
Right.
People have to shape the actual story, the brand's soul, its identity.
Right, so AI assists, but humans define. Precisely. And this is where that balance between human and machine is absolutely critical. The job in the Expresses stage is to figure out what makes the brand unique, what can't be easily replicated by an AI, what's the company's core belief. Does it take a controversial stance on something? Does it have a specific sense of humor? Or maybe strong ethical lines it won't cross? These are things a generative model can't just, invent authentically. So the output isn't just some generic style guide. It's more like a detailed set of constraints, a personality guide. It tells the AI exactly what not to say, how it should sound, what tone to take when it's helping out in the later stages. Because if this Expresses stage results in something bland or generic, well, the rest of the loop just accelerates mediocrity faster.
Okay, that makes sense. Nail the human part first. So once you have that clear, authentic identity, we get to stage 2. Tailor. This sounds like where the AI really starts flexing its muscles for scale. It's exactly. Tailor is about delivering personalized experiences, but way beyond just sticking first name in an email subject line. We're talking about true contextual relevance, but delivered automatically at massive scale. This requires the AI to pull together a lot more data, not just demographics, but maybe purchase history, how they've browsed your site, what they engage with on social media, where they are in their buying journey, and then using all that to create content or offer advice that specifically matches that individual's immediate need or their industry or maybe their level of understanding. Think about tailoring content differently for someone in healthcare versus e-commerce or B2B versus banking. It's this level of really granular, useful relevance that builds trust and kind of keeps the customer engaged with your brand in your orbit.
And then once you've created that authentic content and tailored it, you need to get it out there. Which brings us to stage 3, Amplify. This is the distribution part, right? Sharing it where the audience actually is, social, communities, podcasts, like you mentioned earlier.
Yes, being present across all those relevant channels is key.
But there's a really interesting technical bit in this stage, according to the sources. Something designed specifically to fight back against that 60% click loss problem. They call it AI engine optimization, or AEO. This sounds different from traditional SEO.
It is, fundamentally. AEO changes the whole approach to creating content for search. It's not really about stuffing keywords to try and rank #1 for a click anymore. It means structuring your content differently. Using technical things like schema markup, yes, but also really focusing on crafting clear, definitive, summary paragraphs. Paragraphs that directly and accurately answer the kinds of questions people are asking search engines or AI assistants. The strategy here is to make your content the most useful, authoritative source for the AI to scrape when it's putting together its summary answer. So even if the user never clicks your link, never leaves the search results page, the AI cites your brand, uses your information in its answer. That's kind of how you win the attention battle now, even without the click. You become the trusted source for the AI itself.
Ah, okay. So you're optimizing for the AI, not just the human searcher. That makes a lot of sense. And being that source, even without a click, must feed data back into the system, which leads to the final stage, stage 4, evolve. This sounds like the feedback loop part.
Exactly. It closes the loop and makes it continuous. Because content gets stale incredibly fast now. What worked last month might not work today. So constant evolution isn't optional. It's necessary for survival. The evolve stage relies heavily on AI tools again. They provide real-time insights on what's working and what's not. Think A/B testing results, performance dashboards, maybe even automated recommendations for improvement. And this feedback needs to be fast enough for marketers to actually make course corrections, maybe not hourly, but certainly much faster than the old monthly or quarterly reviews. This continuous analysis then informs the next cycle. It makes the next Expresses stage smarter, the Tailor stage more accurate, and the Amplify stage more effective. It tightens the whole loop.
Okay, so we've walked through the whole cycle. Express the human core, tailor with AI for relevance, amplify everywhere, including for AI engines, and evolve constantly using AI insights. The whole loop marketing framework clearly depends on blending that AI speed and scale with essential human judgment and creativity. AI handles the heavy lifting, the data, the speed, the personalization, the constant testing.
Right. It takes over the tasks that humans frankly can't do at the necessary speed or scale.
And this seems like the critical point the sources keep emphasizing. The whole loop falls apart if that initial human element, the expressive stage, is weak. If the core story, the authentic voice, the unique angle, if that's just generic or mimics everyone else, then the AI is just accelerating something that won't resonate anyway.
You just fail faster, basically. If the core isn't strong, the amplification just spreads mediocrity.
Yeah. Exactly. So if the machine is accelerating something truly valuable, something authentic, the growth engine should really hum. Which leaves us, and you listening, with a final thought to chew on, I think. The question for businesses isn't just if they should adopt AI tools or just churn out more content using them. It seems the real strategic question is about shifting resources. If AI can handle so much of the scaling, the tailoring, the testing, how should businesses refocus their human talent? How do you double down on maximizing that essential human creativity needed for the expressive stage? How do you ensure the unique identity, the soul of the brand, is so compelling that the entire loop has something truly worthwhile to amplify and evolve? That balance between machine intelligence and irreplaceable human authenticity, that seems like the tightrope walk everyone needs to figure out as they look at frameworks like this. Something to ponder.